Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm still drawing dragons. This was the last one I did, was this guy. And so this is the next one. So hopefully you're not sick of dragons yet. But I wanted to show you another inspiration of mine. And that's this. Oko-chan, the Earth Invader Girl. Now this guy, his art, who is it? This person right here. This art blew me away. Just literally. So now you're going to look at it, you're going to say, "Oh, it's manga. I love manga. I love manga. I love anime." So you're going to be wondering, look, wait a minute. This doesn't look anything like what you're doing, but I can draw in all kinds of different styles, right? And I love anime. I've played around with drawing in anime, and I'll probably get back to it at some point. This is what I'm doing right now. But again, if you'll look, in my last video when I was looking at Dead World, you'll see that there are some commonalities here of why I love this so much again. And it's the use of these immense black spaces, right? The use of the art, the ink. I really like it. Now I know that this probably isn't hand done. This is probably, but it may be hand done. It certainly looks it, right? It kind of looks like it is. It's very, very well done. But it may not be. I mean, here are speed lines and stuff. This is often added in with a computer. But I just love the use of the dark, the inks, the dark inks, and the negative spaces and the positive spaces. But what really is amazing, what really blew me away about this guy, well, there's a few things actually. It's the use of those spaces and so forth, right? But these are definitely textures. These are definitely either put in with computer or they're put in, you know, you cut it out with a swivel knife and you can paste it in, right? So I don't know which this person used. What year was this? What year is this? That will tell me everything. 2003. Yeah, so yeah, it could be easily computer. Probably is. But it might not be. By 2003, it might not be. Right? I used to use a lot of this stuff when I was working as a graphic artist. And I had to use the swivel knife and cut it out. Yes, I'm that old, right? But what is amazing is this guy's layout. He just has a sense. I don't know if it's just natural or if he had, you know, if it was a lot of work developing it, but he has a sense of layout that is just mind-blowing. It's so good. So good the way he has everything flow. Like the way he lays everything out is just meant to tell the story. You know what I mean? And the other thing that blows me away, well, you know, the use of line weights and stuff, his use of lines is just perfect. If you look, you can see here, you know, the lines are a little bit dirty and nasty. I like that, but not always. He knows when not to do that too, right? And look at the form. Like that's what's amazing about this guy's art too, is how he manages with his characters to just get these, like each character is a, how do you put it, is themselves like a complete image. Just each character stands so well on their own as an image. Not always, like he does, you know, do this, but when he does decide to put them to, like, they're complete. Do you know what I mean? They're balanced, they're complete. Every panel is balanced and complete. Such a talent. Such a talent. And, you know, the thing is that what we miss often as artists is how important it is to be able to do, you know, to pull this stuff together and it's hard. I mean, this is we're looking at a brilliant talent here. We really are. And but how everything is balanced, everything's well proportioned, even though it's a cartoon. I know cartoons, what am I talking about? But yeah, there are just I don't know if I'm expressing it, if I'm getting across what I'm saying, but it's the layout, it's the quality of the characters in their design and their stability on the page, you know, when that's amazing. And to capture that in so few lines, you know, that's the thing, is a fewness of lines is sometimes just breathtaking, how someone can capture so much in just a few lines. This is absolutely one of my favorite manga artists. Like there's just no way around it. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that. A little aside before we get started here. But I think it's important. I really feel like I should be sharing my inspirations, you know? So the other thing I'm going to do here too is I'm going to try a technique. I've got an old piece of paper here, and what I'm going to try and do is where's my I've lost my brush. That's not good. Oh, there it is. It's in with a pile of stuff. So what I'm going to attempt to do, I'm always using the same brush. I don't know if that's good or bad, but, you know, I'm getting used to it. So what I'm going to do, look at that. I haven't used any gray yet. I kind of like this, doing it this way. You can kind of see what I'm doing better. I don't know if I'll keep it up or not. It's a little awkward, but to look through in the book form, right? Because everything else is just sitting there. But this will be the other, but that's neat, you know? And that's another thing, right? If you're learning how to draw and you're learning painting, you're learning art and stuff, you have to just not be afraid of the medium. You got to experiment and try things, you know, run over the pages, try it this way, try it upside down, try it, you know, whatever works. But this is a technique that I've seen Jim Lee use. I was trying to think, hey, I know what I can do for backgrounds. But then it occurred to me, wait a minute, I've seen Jim Lee do this, and I don't know if it works for watercolor. We're going to F around and we're going to find out. I think there's a theme happening here. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. So I'm going to try. I need to make a little bit of, I want this to be kind of a dungeony kind of look. I'm going with the same sort of dark theme for my whatchamacallit, images here. So I'm going to, let's see here. What am I going to add? I'm going to add, yeah, a little, I want to dirty this up again. I want to gray it out a bit. That is not gray. That is green. What have I done? Oh my God. So that's still green. There we go. Still green. Still green. Oh, well. We'll just add a little of this then. Can't go wrong with that. There we go. Now we've got what I want. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to wet it down a bit. I'm going to dab that. And I'm just going to, all right. And I'm just going to add. He usually does this after, but I'm going to do it before just because it is watercolor. So I'm going to go a little bit darker down here. I always thought this was a neat. See, now I'm serious about effing around and finding out. So let's see now. Let's see how that works out, right? Here's my grandma's plate. I still haven't used it. I think I've got like a guilty conscience about using it or something. All right. Now I've lost my pen. I gotta make sure I use the right pen. One of these days I'm gonna use the wrong pen and it's gonna cause me... I'm gonna sit down now so that I can draw this sucker. All right. Oh, it's a little bit wet. I better wait for it to dry. Come on, dry, dry, dry. because it might screw up my pen if I I didn't think of that. I actually think that that's going to look pretty good, actually. I did get the blue over the eyes again, though, so I don't know what's going to happen there. But anyway, start with the eyes, always. At least I do, anyway. And I want this guy to be kind of ferocious looking. They're never all that ferocious looking, right? All right. So we're gonna, and I want him to have the beard thing again, right? So I'm gonna try the beard, and so what about this? We're gonna go like that, I guess, and I'm gonna like that. So what I have a vision of this guy is kind of whatchamacallit, sitting on a pile of treasure, kind of, you know? And I don't really want to draw the back of them or anything. So this is going to be the fun part, is drawing treasure. So I did kind of set up a couple forms just that I thought would be really good to have in here, and that's a couple of treasure chests. So you're gonna see I've got a real theme, because I do, you know, because I draw stuff for D&D, and I'm gonna use all these skills that I'm doing here for drawing maps and stuff here pretty soon, once I get comfortable with it. I'm already starting to think about trying it out, so that's going to be a thing. But because so I want this to be here. I want a sword lying here, like, yeah. I better do that first before I start doodling all over it. So the idea is just that this is a whole bunch of treasure, right? Because dragons are always sitting on top of treasure is the idea. So I want them sort of... See, I think this guy would look really absolutely great over a in a dungeon or something. I may scan him, but maybe I'll draw something similar again later. I don't know. Okay. So here, I am just going to so I don't think I need a lot of detail, you know, really. I need to use the pen to kind of get the impression of, you know, to get some darks and stuff in there where I want some darks, you know. And but I'm going to let the paint speak for it. Here's what I'm going to do. Attempt to. So this is gold, right? Does it look like gold? I think it does. Like a treasure hoard, maybe. Put in some stuff in there, you know. Our eyes kind of just gloss over everything. We don't really... I think that's right. I think that looks like, let's bring this out a little bit. So, one thing with line weight I'm doing is I have to kind of, do over and over just to bring in the line weight instead of like if I had a pen brush or something, right? So, but I think that looks all right. I wonder if I should put a tail up, like, yeah, why not? Like, yeah, I like that. Now that really gives some idea what this guy, I like that. Really pulls it in. All right. And I almost forgot my sword, but I want the sword to be actually a little bit longer, stand out a little bit more. There we go. More like that. It's the sword. And let's give just a little bit of line. Yeah, just define it a bit. So he's sort of hiding behind the treasure. Yeah, I like it. All right, I think that's enough. He says, and then he goes back but I need to, just gonna make sure I have some, now this I want to, what I'm doing here is I'm adding more lines just so we have a idea of the direction. All right, there we go. Good enough. Leave it alone. All right, so I am going to, again, use blue. I want him to be kind of the same as the background. But a little bit darker. So he stands out a little bit. All right. So there we go. So, test. Always test. Yeah. It's a little bluish. Let's add a little bit of... There we go. All right. I like that better. Let's test. That's better. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take a little bit off and I'm going to go. Oh, I'm making that mistake again, aren't I? Yes. Good one. Thank you. I am going to go. I'm going to try the eyes this time. I'm going to try. Remember, in my last one, I said what I need to do is leave white. So this time I'm going to. There we go. A little bit of yellow, a little bit of, just leave some white in there. All right, now I can continue with this guy. All right. And I guess that was a little too wet, maybe? I don't know. So you get a real impression of just how big this guy is. There's his tail. All right. All right. So far, I like it. Well, let's just add a little bit of highlight for his beard. And so I'm going to add see if I can get this right. All right, so I'm going to add just a little bit of this in there. Like, yeah. And then I'm going to add I want that, whoops, to be really not very. All right. I don't want it to have too much pigment in it. I want it to be more suggestive, right? There we go. I think that works. Let's grab some of that, and then some this, and then all right, there we go. Like that. Maybe something over here. Yeah, maybe there's some stuff inside here. Little things that, you know. All right. And then get rid of that. Grab some of this. Darken that. Whoa. All right. That's kind of way, way, way too dark. So we'll just take a little tiny bit. That did not work. Wow, I gotta be careful with that stuff. That stuff is really brutal, man. All right. What are we doing? There we go. All right, let's just... a little bit of shading there. Shading going on there, maybe. All right. And then... do a little bit of silhouette here, maybe. We don't really need that to stand out with color. That's good enough. All right, and actually, let's just check this out. That's pretty good, actually. Let's just define our dude a little bit better here. And then There we go. Just kind of blurt that on there a little bit. There we go. So we have a little bit of, you know, and then yeah, I like them a lot, actually. All right, let's take some of this now. All right. So his things up here, whatever they are, horns, I guess. And we'll add some stuff like that to it. I wonder if the eyes are dry enough yet. Probably. Let's put a little bit. Yeah. There we go. All right. And then this, a little bit of this. Whoops. Fingers in wet paint. Not a good plan. There we go. And then I think here we'll add a little bit of, just so maybe there's like a mouth or something happening there. And we'll grab a little bit of just straight up blue. And add that there. Just a little, you know, pop of like right from the tube kind of color. I don't like doing right from the tube usually, but you know, whatever. Just get those a little bit. So now that one right there is going to have to be a little bit darker because we've already got. There we go. All right. What else? Oh, there. I guess I could do that. Which would be the same color as that. Which, no, I want to preserve that. So what color? Let's go a little bit of this. With a little bit of this. A little bit more. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. And then just I know you're supposed to go from light to dark, but I didn't. What can I say? All right. And that'll look good once it's dry, I'm sure. So I need a little more orange around those eyes because that was not. There we go. Gotta make it pop. So let's just. Ah, yes. Perfect. That is what I wanted. All right, so I don't have. Ooh, I need white. I wish there was white. I guess. Oh well. Yeah, I think that's. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see here. What else can I add to it? Okay, so I'm going to stand up. I'm going to squint, look at the value. See, I love this. I love that the gold and he goes up like that. It kind of leads you. The arrow kind of points you down to the gold. The gold takes you up to his eyes. So it you're kind of led around in a circle here. I like that, which all leads you up to your eyes, up to his eyes. So I think that was great. I didn't think it like great way to add it. So yeah, so like that. This points in that direction, but it doesn't hurt the composition at all. We're going in a nice circle. And down like that. I think I could add just a little bit of here. Whoop. Maybe just not take off the pigment. There we go. Yeah, just kind of add some good highlights in there now. Yeah, there we go. I like it. I think that's good enough. I really like the background thing. Thanks, Jim Lee. You're awesome. And there we go. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll leave a like and you'll subscribe and all that jazz. And I hope you'll join me for the next video. This is a lot of fun. I'm having a blast here making these. All right, take care. Till next time. Bye.